Biz 1232 here, guys. I have another review and unboxing for you with our CZ. Let's see what model we got here. It's going to be our CZ 75B SA, stands for single action only. And I have your gun lock. Let's see, your traditional cleaning rods from CZ. All your paperwork is underneath the foam here. You have your gun manual. And you have good old warranty information and test target, which is something I love looking at. It's pretty interesting. You got your test bullets or cellular billet, 25 meters, 9mm, mean point of aim, mean point of impact, and that's pretty much what you're looking at as far as accuracy goes. Let's see. What can I show you guys real quick? Gun is unloaded. Hopefully you guys can see that. No magazine. It does come with two 16-round magazines from the factory. These are flush fitting base pads, unlike the SP01 where they stick out. These magazines will fit your SP01 and other CZs alike, as long as it's a CZ75 variant, but it will not fit your CZ75 Tactical Sport, because that has a whole different frame. So let's go through the gun. Standard stuff there applies, but pretty interesting layout of the gun. Some things that are added to this gun that are not on a standard CZ75B is going to be this extended beaver tail. You're going to have your extended safeties ambidextrous on both sides, and you're going to have your regular slide release versus your SP01, which has an extended slide release. You're going to have your polycoat finish, which is awesome. This model comes with your plastic grips versus your rubber grips. These are like the cheapest thing CZ's ever come out with, but this is probably its downfall right here. I don't know. Definitely a negative thing in my book, but CZ offers a lot of grips. Really easy to change these out. It doesn't have the serrations on the back and the front, as you can see, as the SP01 has. But it does have the checkering on the front of the trigger guard if you use that, and it does have the cutout for the finger groove in the trigger spot there. This is going to be the short dust cover version. Actually, they don't make this in a full dust cover, but maybe a different model. But this doesn't have the, sorry about that, the guide rod hole. It's actually full metal there. You're going to have your stock combat sight, glow in the dark, not tritium like the SP01 has, but it does have the extended safety, which is pretty cool. I actually like that. That's actually really nice, and the reason why I got it had the extended safety and extended beaver tail. Helps get that familiarized grip if you have an SP01. So let's see, what else can I say about this? Single action only, guys. It does have your safety if you're familiar with CZs. You can only engage it while the hammer is cocked, and meant to be carried cocked and locked. You will get nothing out of this bad boy if you're hitting that trigger. Includes a metal trigger, which has a, let's see, this is the pre-travel and over-travel screws inside. You can only get to it from inside once you take it down. So let's go ahead and do that. Standard way to field strip the gun is line up the lines, take down lines, move, take slide release lever, pop it out, and that's what you're looking at inside, guys. Very simplistic compared to a decocker model or the D. but it does have the dual sided trigger bar. Does have a firing pin block as an added safety. So if you guys are trying to get the best trigger possible out of your CZ, kind of hinders you a little bit here with the firing pin block, and I'll show you that as far as how the trigger works in just a second. What you're going to get is your plastic guide rod. Can't even take that out. I don't know why. Seems to be stuck. I don't want to stretch out the spring. It's weird. I don't know why I can't get that out, but either way, it has the dimple on there, so you can lock it up into your barrel. Standard CZ 75 barrel with the locking lugs up on top. This model, just as a note, has a thinner barrel compared to an SP01. So you can see here, this groove right here. So you have a smaller diameter barrel. So these barrels are actually not interchangeable with other models. Has, like I said, a smaller diameter barrel. So if you guys do a lot of customization, be careful. You don't want to get the wrong barrel. But a 4.7 inch barrel. This is not, I believe this is not rated for plus P ammo, and I think that's why they went with this smaller barrel versus the SP01, which has the thicker barrel and is rated for plus P. Why it's sprung so high as far as the recoil springs. But beautiful piece of machinery, guys. Very well made. When I got a chance to shoot this, it was pretty damn accurate. And let's go over the trigger, because that's the main point of interest with a gun like this versus a standard CZ 75B. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull out the trigger gauge, and I'll show you what I mean here. So only way you're going to get accurate reading is to actually rack the slide, and let's just go ahead and see what we get for a trigger pull. The trigger pull is actually fairly light, but let's see what we get. Alright, I don't know if you guys can see that, but we're looking at a 4.5. Well, closer to 5. Can't see it too well, but yeah, 4 and oh wow, it's not focusing in, but it is at a 4.75. Let's give it one more shot. We'll get an average of 3. You guys think I'm doing it wrong, but closer to 5 on that one. And it is hard to get that into focus. There we go. Closer to 5 on that one. Oh, that couldn't have been right. Let's try that again. And it's about 5 again. So single action pull, very close to 4.5, 5, I would say. Once this thing gets hot, I actually gauged it, and it was hitting around 4.5 pretty consistently. So let's see the reset on this. So 4.5 feels about right. 4.5, 5 pounds. Reset is all the way out there, but no over travel. Let's do that one more time. So reset is far out, and well, very little over travel. Pre-travel take up right there, about 1 to 2 millimeters, about 2 millimeters, and then a very crisp 5-pound break. See that one more time. Have reset, very little over travel. Take up about 4.5 pounds on the brake. When you're shooting this gun, it does have a really nice trigger, guys. The one thing is that, as you can see, it's angled outwards. You know, it's not straight down, so it's still I mean, not for my finger, but it's pretty far out there. You know, you can get a flat trigger, bring that in, which will sit downward from Cajun Gunworks or CZ Custom. Again, like I said, it'll bring it downward, which will make it more rearward, which will help this out. But it is a little awkward at first to get used to that trigger, but it is a very nice trigger once you do get used to it. There's a very hard wall right here, but again, you can kind of adjust that with your over travel and pre-travel screws. But this is where I like it. It seems to get me the shortest reset. One way you can get rid of that is if you get rid of this firing pin, and which is something I actually experimented with, and this trigger gets so much better once you remove this firing pin block and firing pin lifter. You can get a spacer from CZ Custom and put that in, make that trigger a lot better. But what else can I say about this gun, guys? Very accurate. The finish is a straight poly coat, which most CZs are, and it's a great gun. The only reason I'm not going to keep it is because I ended up getting a hold of a CZ 75 Tactical Sport, and that's in single action with a full dust cover. I'll be doing a review on that gun, but that's going to be my single action gun versus this one. So that's what I got for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions on this model, shoot me a comment. But I highly recommend this gun if you're interested in a single action version of your CZ.